Hello. So, bit of Friday fun. I came across Doge a while ago, which is a funny internet meme. If you don't know what it is, have a look at the Wikipedia page. All of a sudden, I think it was today, I found via Hacker News that somebody had actually come up with the Doge Serialized Object Notation, DSON for short, which was pretty crazy. So either you get it or you don't, I suppose. It's pretty wild. The idea is that you can represent data in Doge speak. Wow. So what I thought is I would little bit more, teach myself a little bit more about the model support in UI5 and create a little DSON model mechanism. And I ended up with something that works. It looks like this. This data here is coming from a DSON, a Dogeon source. So here's what I did. Let's go here first of all. Let's go back here. Right. So here's the meme. The serialized format is basically a lot of such, is, wow, and many, and so on. It's pretty simple to read from a human perspective, but some amazing person has gone so far as to create an NPM, a Node.js library for parsing, for serializing and deserializing DSON. How cool is that? Even cooler is the picture. But anyway, it's really simple. You get a parse and a serialize. Actually, that documentation seems to be out of date. It's parse and stringify, a bit like JSON. So what I did was I installed those node modules and ended up with let's have a look, node modules here, ended up with Dogeon, ignore that unique for now, and with that you can actually call the stringify and parse. How do I get node modules with all their require stuff into a format that I can actually use in the browser? Because obviously UI5 is a browser client-side mechanism. Browserify, I came across this, brilliant. I installed Browserify and it bundles up Node or NPM modules so that I can load them as a script. So all I did was I created a little starter script that said DSON equals require Dogeon. And then I said browserify, in fact, let me just find it, browserify DSON.js, and then output into bundle.js. And then what I did, all I need to do rather, is in my index, I just load it. And then DSON, and this may not be the way I'm supposed to use browserify, but this worked for me. All right, I'm clobbering one global variable, but anyway, DSON is suddenly available to me to use. So this is a regular sort of component-based single view root XML view thing. Nothing exciting here apart from this script here. I've got my little model definition, Dogeon model. What I've done is I've inherited from the JSON model, the client-side JSON model, and I've overridden load data. And the only change I've made is that this data type that the jQuery Ajax mechanism uses to work out what to do with the data once it's pulled from a remote source is text. And before anything else, I have replaced set data with set DSON, or I think it's set JSON before, so I'm using set DSON. Now I've created parse DSON and set DSON. All I do really is I create JSON from the DSON with DSON.parse when I'm parsing it. And then I've got a setter and a getter, which use this parse here, parse DSON, and then set the data as OData. So I can still do merges of stuff. And I've got a get DSON as well, which returns a DSON.stringified version of the internal data. And it seems to work. The important thing, I suppose, from a UI5 perspective, is that I'm declaring it. So I've got hay fever, so that's why I sound a bit weird, even weirder than normal. The important thing is that I'm declaring it as a module, local.dogeon model. Because I'm inheriting from the JSON model, I'm requiring that here, and it all works. So in my component, I require what I've just specified, what I've just built, required local.dogeon model, and in my init, all I'm creating is a normal model. It just so happens that this model is a Dogeon model rather than a JSON model or an OData model. I'm pointing it at a DSON or a Dogeon data source, which is this here. The normal beers looks like this. Okay, I've got some beer data here, and this is what the DSON looks like. It's nicely formatted, so it's a bit easier to read. So I've done it like that for you. So where are we? Components, here we go, and I just set the model as normal. And this is what happens. Let's go to the page here. Let's go back one. I've deliberately left the title out of the object header up here. So the object header is just there. There's the object header with the title. There's the list bound to the beers. We've got a name and a brewing location. And there they all are. It's come from the DSON model. Now, if we just grab the model, we can grab it from the view because it's on the container, on the component. So let's model equals grab XML view 0 get model. We can have a look at the data, get DSON. There it is. Gosh! We can also add some to it. m.set DSON. We'll give the DSON in a minute. We'll say true. We want to merge that, as in not clobber the data that already exists. Such title is Doge on. Oops. For the win. Wow. And that is a binding to the title up here. So hopefully, or the title is a binding there. So let's try that. There it is. It works. So a little bit of Friday fun. Thanks for watching.